Hey everybody, today I'd like to talk a little bit about mold. You heard me talk about it on some other videos. Um, we talked about the difference between like mold allergy and a mycotoxin. A lot of MCS people react to the mycotoxins, which is the poop or the byproduct of mold. And a lot of people don't know this, but you can have no IgE allergy to mold. And it just so happens it can turn out that you have mast cell activation syndrome and react to mold terribly. How is that? How can that be? Well, I'll explain it to you. I actually don't have severe IgE mold allergies, but ever since I developed mast cell activation syndrome, I react to mold terribly. And the reason why is mold spores are kind of like they disperse, and it's what mold uses to set up places or it looks for new areas that's damp to grow. Mycotoxins is the byproduct. It's actually not living, so you can spray it with Clorox, Lysol, vinegar, any of that. It's not going to do anything to that mycotoxin, so you can spray it all day long and the mold can be completely dead, and you can still react to it with mast cell activation syndrome because you're not reacting to the actual living part. You're reacting to the dead part. You're reacting to the residue, the mycotoxin. So you can spray that stuff all day long, and if you have a mycotoxin sensitivity or mold sensitivity, that's why uh, you see the mold avoidance people, they won't even walk in something that's remotely got any mold. They won't even try spraying it or anything because they know they'll react to it. They already have too much wisdom and knowledge on this. Um, some MCS people, they don't have the mold illness or the mold sensitivity, but um, in my last video, you heard me talk a little bit about the difference between IgE allergy and mast cell activation syndrome. Well, this is a good example of that. You could not have a mold allergy, but you react to the residue. And I'll explain why. Uh, people say, why is mold bad? What's so toxic about mold? You have to understand evolution. Mold's job is to kill other living organisms. You have this mold grows, this mold grows, this mold grows, this mold grows. The most toxic thing survives. The least toxic thing dies out. Think of poison oak, poison ivy. Why won't you mess with poison oak or poison ivy? Because poison oak, poison ivy, its job is to poison you. Well, that's a mold's job. Is once it starts growing, the most toxic organism survives, and the least toxic one, either they get out of it because they're sick, or they die from it. And that even goes for the molds. That's why over time, the most toxic thing survived and the least toxic thing died out. So that's why mold's bad. Is a mold's job is to poison other organisms in its environment. Um, there's no other way I can put it clearer. That's uh, Dallas, Texas, environmental clinic down there. Mold mycotoxins. It was actually studied and used for biological warfare. If that goes to tell you anything. So I hope that answers your question about why is mold so bad, and a little bit more about the difference between IgE allergies and uh, mast cell activation syndrome. God bless.